Welcome to the third feature breakdown for the upcoming expansion for Hearts of Iron 4, Arms Against Tyranny. I'm Peter Nicholson, Game Director, and today we'll be taking a look at the long-awaited Finnish Focus tree and the first major expansion feature in AAT, the international market. First up, Finland.
So, the Winter War is this very characteristic conflict between Finland, a relatively minor country with a very small army, and the Soviet Union with a huge army in comparison. So what they did, for example, one of the most iconic tactics the Finnish troops used during the war was the Moti tactics, which basically means encircling Soviet units on the way, because most of Finnish territory was very badly communicated in terms of infrastructure, roads, a lot of marshes, forest, very, very harsh terrain for an invasion. So what they did was basically block these roads, encircling and splitting the huge Soviet army into small pockets that they could at least hold and pin in place for a while. And then one by one trying to neutralize those pockets and deal with the Soviet units in a more balanced way. The continuation war historically was an agreement between Finland and Germany. So in game, how this plays out is you can complete a focus in which you will actually ask for this agreement to Germany, so that you can just prepare your troops, prepare the invasion. And whenever Germany declares war on the Soviet Union, Barbarossa starts, the Great Patriotic War starts, Finland will join the war and have already military access with Germany, so both countries can cooperate in the conquest of the Soviet Union. So the Finnish balance of power, it's based on the personality of each country leader in Finland. So the idea is that the balance of power represents the public trust in this leader, which represents also the President of the Republic of Finland. And there's several things tied there. So each leader has, among the country leader traits, has an agenda, a personal agenda. Each leader has a slightly different one. And there will be things that makes it, if you achieve certain goals in the personal agenda, then the balance of power will start ticking towards more trust, which is giving you more stability, more war support, and other bonuses. Whereas if you fail on those goals or for example, lose core territory and things like that, you will see the balance of power ticking slowly down towards low public trust, which will decrease your bonuses, especially the Sisu national spirit, which is also tied now to the balance of power. It will become very weak. And you will have some political power penalties, war support, stability, representing this kind of the population, the Finns not really trusting your way of leading the country. However, you have several ways of dealing with that. You have several focuses, decisions to increase or even decrease balance of power. And you can also change your leadership. If you see that the public trust is very low in your current leader, you can always go for a motion of no confidence and change for someone else who will have a different agenda as well. The socialist branch is basically the merge of both the communist and the democratic sub-branches. They start together and then they split a bit later. The idea is that when you unlock the first focus towards socialism in Finland, you unlock both the communist revolutionary and the democratic reformer advisors, which will in turn unlock certain decisions to help you in the change of government. So for the communist, you will have to undergo a civil war. The decisions of this first advisor and further advisors that you unlock during the trip will help you position yourself better in the split, in the civil war. So you have more popular support, you have more militias, you have some Soviet support and equipment when the civil war starts. Whereas on the democratic side, you can actually have a peaceful change of government, and the decisions are more focused towards getting more political power, getting a bit more democratic support faster, so you can have this change of government faster, earlier. And then both communist and socialist can either approach the Soviet Union in terms of trying to reach a mutual agreement so that they don't send you an ultimatum and ultimately invade you. Or on the contrary, you can antagonize the Soviets and look for some other major democracy in Europe that can basically help you defending against the Soviets. The ambitions of the fascists in Finland will be forming Greater Finland, same as you can also do in the historical branch. But then you can also go farther into this ambition of Greater Finland, expand the concept into the conquest of the whole Scandinavia, Baltic countries, and farther into Soviet Union.
Moving away from the cold, now we'll take a look at the international markets feature.
So the international market is a new feature in Arms Against Tyranny that provides a nice platform for buying and selling equipment. This is something that previously you could only do via Lend-Lease, and you never got a reward for it. So you want to buy something on the international market. So let's go through how that works. So first of all, you're going to have to negotiate some market access with some countries. This is an agreement between two countries that basically says, I want to buy from you, and I also don't mind selling to you. Once we've got that complete, we'll be able to see within the market screen all of the equipment that that country is currently selling. And simply we can click on a piece of equipment, choose how much we want, how fast we want to pay. We'll get all the relevant information, such as delivery rates, convoy requirements, and how long it will take to complete the contract. And then we simply send it off as a request to that country. That country need only then accept our request, and then it will be just a matter of waiting for the payment and the deliveries to start coming. Selling on the international market is an easy thing. First of all, we want to move our equipment from the equipment stockpile to the market stockpile. We do this via menus within the international market. When we choose our equipment that we want to put onto the market stockpile, we can choose its price. Low is for when we want to get rid of equipment quickly and cheaply, and high is for when we want to maximize our profit on our sales. War profiteering is the name of the game here. With the addition of the international market, along with Lend-Lease and resource trade, there is now an increasing amount of international trade connections across the world. To deal with this, we've improved our visualizations by now showing all of these within the trade menu, and also we show across land connections, so you can also see those. With the addition of the international market, there's obviously a lot of overlap with the Lend-Lease system. To improve this within the patch, we've chosen to change a few things. First of all, the Lend-Lease system now requires you to almost always have some level of world tension in order to trade. Puppets and overlords no longer automatically have access to Lend-Lease, and now require a reduced level of world tension in order to activate, and also must be at war. Fascists and communists previously did not require any world tension limits. Now they have a world tension limit, just like unaligned and democracies. The AI for the international market system takes a comprehensive step forward compared to any previous trade AI we've done. The AI is reactive to what its demands are and chooses whether or not it wants to purchase it from the market, how much and when. This allows for the AI to be adaptive and not always just simply buy everything on the market.
That's it for now, and thanks for watching. Next time, we're going to take a look at the next expansion feature, military industrial organizations, as well as the changes coming to support companies in AAT. Until then, follow us on social media to stay up to date with all things Hearts of Iron. See you next time.